Hi, John here again. Sunday. It's now 4:22 p.m. in the afternoon. Beautiful day. So just want to add a bit more onto this website with BlueSnap. BlueSnap is like a POS terminal to accept payments. 36 million people use it, something like that, and they're one of the biggest, be the biggest gateways that are linked into our ANZ Bank through PrestaShop. That's the shopping sort of like mall for products online, and so we've got a long list of pound notes or any currencies from any country under their flag to claim against the Crown, Church and State, and the Queen, and all the corporate fraud people will go straight under the King bench, court. It's a pity I'm not in Britain at the moment setting up the court with Gordon Bowden and John Patterson and George Lees and Matt Taylor. But, however, I'm just saying that Parliament is going to find it very difficult to make a majority party when Scotland's putting the pressure on Labour. So we've got a direct bearing on what happens in Westminster with this flag we have of King William's. He's still in the lower house of Parliament with our contract. And so these pound notes are his pound notes, okay, and his coins that we have the legal right to seize on the Crown properties. When we know anybody will come up and say it's a fraud, will go through the court as a fraud in any country that the Queen has gone into and corrupted the King's bench and the King's royal revenue. So we're going to put shares out and use them as collateral fodder. Okay? They're going to get it on the receiving end of the King of England and myself, the surrogate, to speak for the King. Okay? In the commercial title. King of Commerce title. Okay, so his Acts of Parliament still remains with us in Westminster in the lower house. From 1830 to 1837, we have the jurisdiction and the constitution of the 1835 flag, this flag we got here, and the sovereignty of his sovereignty and our own sovereignty to run this business of recovering and salvaging and seizing and arresting all the properties, including the people, as property, in reverse of what they've been doing with the High Court of Admiralty court-martial law. Okay, that law belongs to us. It belongs to us in our contracts, because the King of England, King William IV, put those acts together for the Bank of England Act, 1834, and the Money Printing Act. That what we're doing. We have put those notes as levy debtor instruments, legal levy debtor instruments, against all the fraudsters who are following the Queen and her church and its state and the Vatican and every fraud person that any person can name will go through the court. Okay, and that's the collateral against what we are recovering in that pound note. So we've got the 970 million trillion pound note, the green one that you see, and that's on the site now, the pound note site, the King William Moai Crown pound note site on Facebook. So we're just going to take off from that site for that reason with this website, the BlueSnap and PrestaShop websites on that Facebook site, or on PrestaShop's site, and or on BlueSnap's site, and on the Moai Powerhouse websites. So it'll be in any one of those places that you can pick it up, and it's on the mobile as well. Okay, so I've sorted out how the mobile works. I've figured it out. I've figured it out in the last 3 days how the banks work on their payment systems to come out with the best. That's the best there is. And TagPay was the best out of them all, but they're not down this end of the world yet. And so that's a shame, although that's the best, quickest way of getting money across their system's the safest. They use a fingerprint, and they use the near sound data transfer system, which is fail-proof. Okay, not to say that the system we've got is the same. It seems to be doing okay. So I wanted to check out the best of anything to save money. These sites I got actually save you a lot of money on the transactions. Now the other site I had this morning, I'm going to leave that one aside. So that's another one in London, and that was only $4.95 it cost you for sending £1,000. You see, the difference is that the banks charge £54 to send £1,000. Okay, so £4.95 is a long shot short of what banks are charging and screwing everybody. So we're going to run the currencies in pound notes, British pound notes, until at such time we've got our own Moai King William pound notes pulled out and gone on its own. It's got its own history. It's got the oldest history in commerce. It has got a king of England. He's the king, emperor of Scotland, Ireland, England, and Hanover, and the Pacific Islands and New Zealand. Okay, 5 states. We're going under 5 states in Devonport, under the High Court of Admiralty courthouse there. I'll be walking straight into the courthouse where the Queen's Bench judge is sitting on the other side, and I'm going there to sit on the King's Bench side of his court on his land, okay, in King William's estate land in Devonport and Plymouth. Okay, so that's how it works, because we're in a commercial contract, private commercial contract, still to this day, that none of our people have ever figured it out. So I've been figuring it out from not knowing anything about smartphones to know it back to front now. Okay, I've been right over the phone, and it's not a big deal to get all this running. It's all going on there now. And figure out the banks. Before long we'll have our own bank. It won't take long to get King William's Bank get going again in England, and the Rothschilds will be no more. Okay, because they don't have the license to King William's banknotes. We do. We do have the rights of inheritance to all his King's royal revenue in the courts. So we're going after it all. Everywhere the Queen has gone and corrupted the whole world system and corrupted King William's law. These debt notes are against them all. And in here in Auckland, the blue note, you see, the £1 trillion note is against the policeman here. Every policeman has got one of those against their name because of these arrogant, ignorant police that stopped me from going on 1 bar 61 Cook Street. And now the other landowners have got these notes. They can't get out of it. They cannot get out of these contracts that I put together. They might be clever to stop me going on the land, but I've got nothing in writing. If you see my site, I'll put that notice there to shorten it up, to tell Dennis Culverwell, Sergeant Dennis Culverwell, I'm going to see him tomorrow, and I say to him, well, what have you got for me? What have you investigated those land conveyancing lawyers because they are crooked. They are crooked. They'll have the money before long to pay to get the ALIT investigations to go and say exactly what I'm telling them. There's fraud in his police station. And I'm billing them, and there's nothing they can do about this law, okay? They don't know the law the way I do in Admiralty mortgages, okay? So those notes, those pound notes, are lethal in this neck of the woods, especially for recovering stolen property. And all the money that the Queen's got is stolen, is declared and deemed to be stolen using fraudulent means of a trust, okay? She's used our trust, the Queen Victoria Trust, to steal all the gold, the 1.2 million tons of gold that Karen Houdis, I was listening to the video this morning at 2 o'clock, I listened to her videos, the long ones, and yeah, that's quite right. The gold is somewhere, but we'll put the debt notice on that pound note, the green one. Then you got the blue one, that's the police one, that's $1 trillion each police. You multiply that by all the police, that's what they now owe. Okay? They can't say anything about that, because they might be enforcing law, but they can't do anything about this law of commerce. That's our neck of the woods. Okay, that's our law to enforce the bill on anyone's head. That's fraud. You might as well say that everyone following the Queen is a fraud. Okay, everyone following the Queen is accessories to all of her fraud and the wars and the money gone on the wars. We'll have a audit on that, and that's what this note comes down to. It comes down to recovering all that stolen property and splitting it up for everyone who comes in and buys into it as investing. So we're picking that if we do recover 61 Cook Street, there's a big lot of revenue that's to be collected going in there. Okay, so you better hurry in and claim the pound notes. They're going in soon, and Yoda said to me, he's online chatting to me, said that Australia notes can go in there. Yes, they can go in there, because the list of all the notes will be a shopping cart list, and you just pick off the number. There's a registered contract number that is coded for each note from each of the 250 countries they claim against the debt of that note in their country. This is going to get them. This will get them, because they have no legal rights over us and the creator of commerce, King William IV. Okay? So when it comes to money, that's how it works, in reverse of what they've been using and stealing from the people. Okay, we're not stealing it back. We're actually billing them for everything they're doing in front of us in our law. Okay, so so you've got the list of pound notes. There's about 10 of them I've got going in, right down to the single £1 note, and the 100 billion note, the 1 billion note, and the 1 million note, and so forth, £50 notes, and then you've got all the coins in the shopping list. Okay, so all you're doing is a share is £25. We're just going to fix it at £25. Doesn't matter which note, which currency, which note from any country, it'll still be a £25 share. So if you just throw in whatever, it'll convert over, straight over. If you put in $30 US, it'll automatically go into the pound note in BlueSnap account. Okay, it'll go into that account and then into our account. So we're going to base in London. That's where I'll be heading to. I'm going to go into Devonport and London and set up there to here. Okay, to here. The other shares, these are the revenue that we're collecting for the people who join us. So there's no minimum of whatever to put in. It doesn't matter, you can put whatever you want into the account and just watch it grow. But you should expect to get back a sizable amount if we're getting a sizable seized property. And they'll go after it. We'll just seize the whole land and all, the whole lock, stock and barrel. Okay? Just like that. In any area of fraud that's going on. Even this chemtrail, we'll seize everything right there with the King's Bench order. Okay? That's how this works. And then we convert all of that back into cash, usable cash, and get the phones operating, the mobile phones operating. So we've got the tidal energy shares. We start investing in the turbines. And so you've got that revenue on top of the pound notes. And then you've got the gold. We'll be going up against the gold. Bullion Vault, we've still got an account with Bullion Vault since 2012. So they let us use their name. So that's good profile for me as being allowed to do that. But I've got to take off the other bits that I'm not exploiting the Bullion Vault company. But just putting our clients in there, our members in there, to stack the gold up there. I'd rather it stacked there than in my backyard. Okay, so everything will be in London, and we're making the Britain go back to the Britain, not to the EU Parliament. There's another video I stuck on that these old guys were saying the old Britain is not going to shift for no one. And they're right. They're right. It's not going to shift for any EU Parliament mongrels that are in Westminster. We're going to fleece them out. Matt Taylor, you're right. We're going to stop the elections. Wait till I get there. Okay? Then I've got the best ideas to clean them out. Clean all those EU Parliament mongrels out of there who are selling off Britain. Okay? So the British people should know that the Queen is the ringleader behind all the wars in the world, all the stolen wealth, all the money that she's spending lavishly on this and that and everything, and their whole royal family can go. Boot them out of Britain. They can go to Germany or go to EU and live over there in Europe. Okay? Out of England. Because I'm going there as Rogan English. Okay? I'm going there as Rogan English in my family. As judges. Okay? Judge. I'm going there to be a judge. Okay? Well, I'm still standing on my feet and do something about it. So that's the guts of how the shares will work. I'll make it very simple to just go into the site. It's just like PayPal and all the rest of them. There's PayPal's in there. All the credit cards are all in there to pay until such time as we'll have a simple, I'll get Tag Pay. I'll write to Tag Pay and tell them come on board and put the mobile phone system here, okay, and get it going, because that's the best out of the lot and cheapest. Only 20 cents to do a transaction from one to the other plus their transfer fee, but 20 cents to do a bank transfer. That's the least you can do, and a percentage on the amount going across, which is real minimal. But the other company that I did this morning was really good, and their system was cheap as well, and they just deal with membership though. But it's going to be very difficult for people to fill out membership, and this is a better way. They just buy finished all over. Okay, no ifs or buts. They just fill the thing and buy the shares. So you're better to come in onto the site and claim the shares. You've got to be in it to be registered. It'll come. It doesn't matter how much you put in. It's a $10 annual fee, plus the transaction fees will come out of the £25. We're not worrying about stacking on top of it. I'm just fixed at £25 because it's been looking that way for a long time. And we're going to take the big mounts out of it and just leave it like that. Just £25 for all the notes. Okay, you can go and get that one, that one, that one, that one, and then we'll bump it up as soon as the thing takes off. We'll bump up the share amount and increase it when people got more invested in it on the returns. You should get back, my estimation is this, on everything going to plan, you should get back 3 times as much as what is invested. So for every pound note you get invested, you should get back an extra 2 and still have the spare one there. Okay, that's a thumb of rule, and the banks are making 9 times over with their Ponzi scheme, and there's no money there. There's no the fiat money's got no collateral behind it. It's just thin air. They've got away with it. We're going after all that. We're going after all that money that they've stolen right back with the Ponzi scheme. So we'll just calculate it inside the 970 million trillion pound note. Okay, so that's it wrapped up in a bundle. And so I just wanted to add something else that I might have missed at the present time. So I better get on and put the rest of it together. But it's working now. I've got the buttons. I've actually worked out all the codes and all the how to make things work. So that's all for now. I just chatted to Jamie, but I think she's quite busy down in Whakatane. So I'll sort something out. But it might she can work from there. Online, because I'm making a move now to go to London as soon as I get clear of this land block here and things start shifting here. Then I'm out of here. Okay, so I'm just starting to pack things away here, ready to move. I've got to make my load lighter. I've got to stack all my stuff away, and I don't need anything, just myself and a laptop. That's it. Okay, so travel around the world and do everything on the move, on the fly, like they say, on the fly. Okay, so if there's any questions anybody wants to ask, just leave them on the website, the Moai King William Pound Note Facebook site, and I'll try and get these. I've got too many sites at the moment, but I'm just going to stick to that one. Because that's linked up with the sites that I'm on at the moment too as well. So ANZ Bank is linked to PrestaShop and to BlueSnap is linked as well. So that's our own bank here in New Zealand, and so they can put New Zealand dollars into it as well. So they've got a fair spread of 200 countries they're going into, and maybe about 70 or so languages, and interpretations are there too. You'll see the translations. When you go onto the site, you can translate everything that I'm writing into their own language. So that's a big saving of time and effort on going to the sites. So that's all for now, and we'll catch you later. Yeah, that's enough for now. Bye for now. See ya. Catch you tomorrow. I'll make little short clips. I'll try and make them short for each step of the way, so you know. Okay, thanks. Bye.